Dear viewers, warm welcome to the another special episode of Channel I Exclusive. We have got two guests with us this program. One is Mr. Dembo Badjie, High Commissioner to India and Bangladesh of Republic of Gambia and Ambassador to Union of Myanmar. And we have got Mr. M. Haider Uzzaman, he is the Honorary Consul of Republic of Gambia in Bangladesh. Warm welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. High Commissioner, please tell us about your, you have been designated to Bangladesh. What is your feeling to be here as High Commissioner?
First of all, I must once again express my profound thanks to His Excellency, the President of Bangladesh, the government and the people of your country for the warm reception I have received since my arrival about 6 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the greatest feelings to be accredited to a broader Muslim country like Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm.
I have been to many other countries as ambassador, but the feeling is greater with me with that of Bangladesh because we share a lot of affinities. We are all members of the OIC. We belong to the same Islamic Ummah.
Mm-hmm.
And we have had very strong relations in the past, which I am here to re-establish and strengthen the relations to a very high level, to the extent that we will soon be seeing Gambia, Bangladesh, more intense interaction. So really, I'm very pleased to be here.
Please tell us about exact goal we can achieve between Bangladesh and Gambia. What is the special from your point of view to Bangladesh? What kind of business Gambia can look at Bangladesh?
Well, you know, of top priority in the development agenda of the Gambia is agriculture, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of agriculture, Bangladesh is to be recognized and admired for the fact that in spite of the natural calamities in the Asia region, Bangladesh is able to stand the test of time in terms of sufficient food production to take care of the population.
Mm-hmm.
So the expertise, the experience, the technology that you have in agriculture, the Gambia stands to relate to you so that we can benefit from such expertise and experience that will enable us to boost our agricultural production in the area of food security. So this is very key element of my assignment to establish a very strong technical bilateral cooperation between the two countries in the field of agriculture. That's priority number one. Priority number two that we aim to achieve with our relations with Bangladesh is in the area of health.
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 Mm-hmm.
We need from Bangladesh your doctors and your nurses
mm-hmm.
to come and join hands.
How many of
us.
them can be employed in your country, Gambia?
Well, as much as we have.
Well, that is, the number is indefinite.
Yes, it's indefinite because right now we had only 2 major hospitals prior to independence, but over time we have been able to increase these to 5 major hospitals.
What Bangladesh can look upon Gambia to boost our business, and what are the areas Bangladesh can march ahead with that business idea?
Gambia has got several basic points where we can add up our values to Gambian economy, and also we can benefit greatly. One is agriculture, as His Excellency was saying. Agriculture where we have good farmers, we have the experts here, and we have the technical know-how. They have a lot of fertile land, mm-hmm. and we have already got some land, and we are under process of getting some more land where we can grow rice, where we can grow other crops, mm-hmm. and can mitigate the local demand, and also we can help Bangladesh by exporting some of them to Bangladesh. That is one side. The other side is the trade and commerce. They import 100% of their medicines from outside, mostly from Europe. And there, our pharmaceutical industry can easily get in and export pharmaceuticals to Gambia. They can have the Bangladeshi industries can go and set up their units in Gambia and export it using the AGOA benefits to American market, which is duty-free access.
What is that AGOA? Can you just elaborate this?
This is an agreement between the African state and the United States that the African states goods can enter into the American territory without any duties and taxes.
Where Bangladesh can be benefited out of that AGOA with US this Gambia has?
Because now, if we are exporting from Bangladesh to the United States, United States importers are paying a tax in the United States for importing out of Bangladesh. This tax they don't have to pay if they are importing from Gambia. So this is one of the facilities that Bangladeshi industrialists that are willing to set up industries in Gambia and enjoy these facilities. And logistically, it is very closer. It's only 5 hours flight from Gambia to the United States. And the third issue is the port. Gambia has one of the state-of-the-art port and
seaport,
which is named as Banjul Port. And this is serving the whole region. But Gambia is a small country, but the user of the port is another 6-7 countries.
Regional countries.
Regional countries who are sitting behind Gambia, who are landlocked, like Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, Burkina Faso, Mali, Senegal, up to Mauritania. And all these countries are right now importing and exporting their goods via Banjul Port. Where we can really play a bigger role, our shipping industry, our logistical industry, we have a very strong logistical industry.
So these are the three parts that Bangladesh can look upon.
They can very well.
Okay, Mr. Badjie, can you tell us about the point you were actually describing, that employment can be exported to your country from Bangladesh?
If we have a technical cooperation agreement between the two countries, whereby Bangladesh supplies us with doctors and nurses.
But and what will be their wages? Can there be any kind of discrimination like other countries and your country? Because we heard that the West African countries are not that rich like the Western destinations for our manpower we have. So can there be a good kind of salary and wages for the nurses and doctors?
Well, if it is at the government level, that is considered as technical cooperation. The wages are retained by Bangladesh, and the Gambia retains the accommodation, the transportation, the communication, and monthly pocket money of $500 or $1,000 a month. That is what Gambia can afford under the technical
for the doctors agreement. Or for the nurses you are talking?
For both the doctors and the nurses.
But Bangladeshi doctors are earning a lot at home.
Yeah.
Then why would they go beyond their territories for that kind of a small money?
Their earnings are retained by the government.
Okay.
If it is government level, I'm not talking about the private sector. I'm talking about government to government.
How about the private sector?
The private sector, doctors, once the information reaches the Gambian private clinics and hospitals, they are in a position to recruit doctors and will put them on very good wages that they don't have to come down because of going there to come down on their
You just said that you have got only 2 hospitals now.
5 major hospitals.
5 major hospitals.
Government.
Government.
That is
and
government.
What is the numbers in the private sector hospitals?
In the private sector hospital, about 4.
4?
Yes.
So 5 and 4, 9 major hospitals you have.
Yes.
What is the population size in your country?
For typical Gambians, 1.7 million, but 1.1 million permanent foreigners.
1.7 million?
Yes, and 1.1 million permanent foreigners, so a total of 2.7 million.
Oh, only this Dhaka city contains more than about 15 million population in one city. So it's a fairly small country.
Yeah, but the smaller the better.
The smaller is the better. The small is beautiful, then
yes,
saying.
It's beautiful. For example, one advantage to the smallness is that we are the highest tourist destination in West Africa. 500 to 800,000 tourists a year from all over Europe.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, because of the peace, because of the friendliness of the people, because of the infrastructure.
That we can
for
feel
tourism.
talking to you. We can feel the warmth and freely and the fair and nice way of talking and having
the opportunities available for safaris, river cruise, you know, ecotourism, the African experience.
What is the economy size you have in your country?
We are importing more than we are exporting.
Okay. It's an import-based country, rather.
Right. It's import-based country, and therefore the revenue also is more
So what kind of
tax-based.
product Bangladeshi businessmen can export to your country?
The one that will be very popular is fabrics or textiles.
Okay. What kind of textile we are talking here? Denims or knitwear or woven? What?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them
So
will
all
be
kind
very
of garments can be exported to Gambia.
Very popularly.
Okay.
And you have to understand one thing. When we talk about Gambia, the market is always beyond Gambia, because the 5-6 countries around us, they look up to Gambia to get their
I
things.
believe 15 to 16 countries are situated in the West Africa.
17.
17.
Yes.
So can Gambia be a gateway for Bangladeshi businessmen to start with?
Yes. In fact, because we are already used as the supermarket of West Africa. So all the goods come to Gambia and they are re-exported in the region. So this will be a very good opportunity for Bangladesh to position itself for the quantum leaps in, you know, bringing in their goods and spreading it in the region.
Dr. Haider, can you just tell us that we have got some kind of impediments, bottlenecks or red tapeism in exporting or discovering the new areas beyond our thinking, beyond our limited thinking we have? How our government machinery could be helpful in discovering countries like Gambia?
Our country, our private sectors are very, very active. One of the best in the earth, I must say. What we need only is a policy support. We don't need any kind of a big help from the government. We want the policy support from the government. Our private sector can play all the roles needed. So any policy support will do for the private sector to go and do their investment. Like we are currently struggling with one thing is that our policy doesn't allow us to take the foreign exchange, foreign currency from here to make investment into foreign countries. We had a meeting last year regarding this agricultural production in different African states with the Honorable Prime Minister, where it was decided that for agricultural purpose, these foreign exchange regulations will be relaxed and we will be allowed to take out our money to make investment in terms of agricultural products. I think this is a great opening and this is a great message for the country's private sector people.
What is the per capita income for every individual in Gambia?
It's around $700.
That's fairly good for a developing country, I believe.
It is. It is quite well.
At least double than the Bangladeshis.
It is. Though the size of the
population is nothing to Bangladesh. It's 165 million. We are talking here in Bangladesh, and it's only 1.5 million total, the permanent Gambians, ethnic Gambians.
But there are 1.1 million foreigners living into Gambia because of its
They are
peaceful
permanent
country.
settlers.
But we don't have even one Bangladeshis, except Haider Uzzaman. So we want more Bangladeshis.
There is always the first time for everybody. So you have opened the door for Bangladesh.
And the Honorable President of the Republic of Gambia mentioned that since we host 1.1 million foreigners, why not any amount of Bangladeshis, as His Excellency High Commissioner also mentioned.
It's abundant land you have, right? It's a huge country, I believe, or it's a small one. Area-wise, Mr. Badjie?
Area-wise, I think it's about 14,000 square kilometers. With your permission, I would like to buttress a point he raised about how Bangladesh
Please go ahead. You are always welcome.
Bangladesh business can be encouraged to go into Africa. If we take the example of other countries, for example, India has allocated $5 billion for African business and investment development. Any Indian company or businessman is allowed to access money from that fund to go and set up business in Africa.
Oh, that's a good information.
Right.
Huge information.
America has followed suit. America has also established similar fund for American citizens to start looking outside and not inward, and they can access the fund to go and set up business all over Africa. In fact, as we speak now, the American government has opened chambers, U.S. chambers of commerce in nearly all the African countries, and they are sensitizing their citizens to start going to Africa to do investments and businesses.
Good.
And China already is in the forefront. They are infiltrating the African continent with massive businesses and investments because their government also has created a fund to encourage Chinese citizens to invest overseas and particularly in Africa. So in other words, now Brazil is also on the go. The Brazilian president visited several African countries, and now the Brazilian Chamber of Commerce and Industry is mobilizing, is sensitizing and mobilizing their industry to start opening their eyes and go and do business and investments in Africa. So
You want Bangladesh to have a fund like that?
Well, yes, if they have a fund like that, they are welcome. But what I'm saying is that there is a new strategy now to international diplomacy, which is mainly based on economic considerations.
Yeah.
So wherever you can open up to gain more, benefits for your country, why not? If this is the trend now, everybody is rushing to open up business and investments in Africa, I think it's not a bad idea if Bangladesh is also in the race. It will enhance the capacity of your industry to grow, and it will expose them to foreign markets, and through that, they will be able to expand their business.
How much Bangladesh can export to Gambia if Bangladesh is that keen about it?
Well, the issue is, as I mentioned to you earlier, that Bangladesh is not only Bangladesh can look at Gambia. The moment you are putting your footstep in Gambian soil,
so the possibility is enormous.
Yes,
the possibility is
you
enormous.
are putting your footstep into 7 other countries.
Yes.
And these are all open border, and there is no tax barrier, no
visa,
nothing is required for them to go internally from one country to the other country. It's a ECOWAS. This is the Economic Community of West African States. So this ECOWAS, all the 17 countries, they allow their citizens to move around, and their transports.
It's like the European Union thing.
Yes, and then this is how they can, they are using. So we should take the benefit of these facilities. So if you are looking at Gambia itself, may not be a very big market. But if you're looking at it as an ECOWAS situation, that's a multi-billion dollars business we are talking about for Bangladesh.
And Mr. Badjie, as I learned that you are coming from a power family rather, your daughter is the health minister in
Gambia.
Your country, and 5 of your brothers are in the same profession, diplomacy. They all are diplomats. So you can play a very key role in developing, in boosting up the business initiative from Bangladesh and the other countries you are accredited for.
Yes, this is possible. And let me just give you one example. The Gambia imports nearly $350 million a year of rice. Not to talk about the rest of West Africa. And rice is the staple food of not only Gambia, but the whole of West Africa. If Gambia is importing nearly $400 million worth of rice
like Bangladesh.
Yes, it's the staple food.
More than Bangladesh.
And the rest of West Africa is importing huge quantities of rice. And Bangladesh has the expertise, has the know-how, has the varieties of rice we want.
Oh, yeah.
So just imagine, if this is possible, we don't have to...
Mr. High Commissioner, the real hero in our economy is the agro-based farmers we have. We really hope that Bangladesh and Gambia can be strengthening its relation between these 2 friendly Muslim countries, moderate Muslim countries, I believe, and the business will grow and grow further. And you, Mr. Dembo Badjie, and Dr. M. Haider Uzzaman, Honorary Consul here, and you are the High Commissioner designated for Bangladesh, you both can play the pivotal role to boosting it up. Thank you very much for joining me in this show today.
Thank you very much, and thanks to Channel I.
We just concluded this show with a big hopes and aspiration that Bangladesh and Gambia can march ahead together, as Gambia has a population, very small population, but the 95% of the population is Muslim like we have in our country. And Bangladesh businessman has got immense potential in their folds to go beyond their territories, their border, and the business between these two countries can be huge, because Gambia can be used as a gateway for 17 open countries in the West Africa. Thank you very much for watching this show, and it's all love out there. Dear viewers, you are the immense inspiration for Channel I and our show.